The story is also a metaphor, because life is a story. And I was speaking with Leanne, and I was saying that you should tell your story about the water, your life story. So a story, wasn't I saying to you? So story, our life is a story. So when I say our right to no destination, what is the story? So story has many levels. Like inner and outer we are talking about. Story also has a kind of deeper level. When you are reading a beautiful story written by great writers, great storytellers like Tolstoy or Shakespeare or any great writers, they are telling story at different levels. So if you read, for example, Shakespeare's Hamlet or King Lear, they have been produced thousands of times. Every time the directors and the actors are exploring the new meaning of the same story. So life is a story. On the surface, you can say, I was born in Brazil, these are my parents, I was educated in such a school, and then I came to England, I went to Schumacher College, then I went to Portugal. This is a kind of one level of story. But in that level of story, there's a very deep meaning. What parents did to you, what the school did to you, what Schumacher College did to you, there you explore your deeper meaning and you tell that in your story writing. And even there, what you say has a further deeper level. So layer after layer after layer, the level after level are possible when you make a story. When you write an academic paper, no story, lots of footnotes, lots of references, lots of academic jargon, there's no story. It's a very it's kind of one-dimensional. The moment you create a story, it has many dimensions. This is the beauty of the story. And stories change. When you get stuck with story loses its power. So story has to be always changing. New story So the old story, for example, of science is separation. Nature, humans separate. You, I separate. Brazil and Mexico separate. America, Russia separate. Hindus, Muslims separate. The old story was story of separation. The new story is story of connection. So that's a kind of story. So even our philosophy is a story. Even our science is a story. James Lovelock's Gaia is a metaphor, is a story. So evolution is a story. The Big Bang is a story. We don't know. You were not there. I was not there. Darwin was not there. Monkeys are my ancestors. I don't know. But it's just a beautiful story. Why not? The Deep Time Walk is a story. So story has a great power. And we should always make a story. Write a story. Make a story. Imagination comes to play when you make a story. Academic papers are more analytical, intellectual exercise, explaining something. But you take that into story level, it has a new life. It's a kind of vigor. It's a kind of energy. So story is a wonderful thing. So, like a pilgrimage should be a story. Life is a pilgrimage, but life is also a story. All of us have a story. And not all of us have practice to write the story or tell the story, but when you start to tell your story, it becomes very engaging. The moment you start to tell your story of your life, what happened, it's very engaging. So, story has a very important place. And the thing is that we should all try to tell stories. Make story, tell story, write stories. And write story from your own experience, from your own imagination, but your own life. Most great novels are autobiographical. They are coming from the experience of the writer himself or herself. So, autobiographical novels have a great power. But when you are writing your autobiography, you are writing with imagination. And as I said, on the surface, an event is a small event. But if you go a bit deeper level and deeper layer of meaning, that small event can have a big message.